We often watch our dogs and assume we know what they're thinking. We see a guilty look after a shredded pillow, or a calculated stare during dinner, and project human motives onto them. We treat them as if they are furry people with simple human desires. Dog loyalty is a biological decision made tens of thousands of years ago, a choice wired directly into their DNA. It exists independent of training or the treats you keep in your pocket. Dogs hold a unique distinction as the only species to ever voluntarily leave the wild to live alongside humans. This wasn't a result of being trapped or bred into submission. It began when ancient wolves decided that their survival was better served by joining our social circles. Over thousands of years, this proximity changed their biology. According to cognitive researchers, dogs don't just form habits around their owners, they form identities. They don't see themselves as animals living in a human house. Your dog views itself as a member of a group where you are the absolute center. They follow you between rooms and sit by you when you're sick, because that is what a pack member does. They stay close to the ones who matter. When your dog looks at you, they see the fixed point that their entire world revolves around. Understanding that perspective changes the meaning of every interaction you have with them. You've likely come home to find your dog curled up on an unwashed shirt or dragging a sock across the floor. While it might seem strange or a bit gross, this behavior is a direct result of how their brain processes the world through scent. While humans navigate the world with about 6 million olfactory receptors, your dog has up to 300 million. They live in a smell-based reality that we can barely imagine. And in that world, your scent is the most powerful signal in existence. To your dog, a discarded shoe or a pillow isn't just an object. It's a piece of you that remains when you're gone. It's a biological signal that you exist and that you are coming back. Research in the journal Animal Cognition tested how dogs react to the smells of strangers, other dogs, and their owners. The owner's scent was the only one that activated the brain's reward center. It triggered the same part of the brain associated with pleasure and anticipation that humans experience. Stealing a dirty shirt is a biological coping mechanism for separation. By surrounding themselves with your scent, they are keeping the most significant part of their environment close by while they wait for your return. If scent is how they find you, sight is how they understand you. When your dog stares into your face, they are doing something that almost no other animal can do. Dogs evolved a specific muscle above their eyes called the levator anguli oculi medialis. It allows them to lift their brows and widen their eyes, creating the heartbreakingly sincere look we call puppy eyes. This muscle is completely absent in wolves. It is a physiological trait that evolved specifically to facilitate communication with humans, mimicking the facial expressions that humans respond to most. A study from the University of Lincoln found that dogs combine what they see on your face with the tone of your voice to calculate your true emotions. They can detect when your expression doesn't match your mood, often responding to the stress in your voice, even if you're pretending to smile. When your dog watches you, they aren't just looking for a cue to eat or go outside. They are scanning and decoding your genuine emotional state with terrifying accuracy. There is a common assumption that dogs are driven entirely by survival instincts, that their affection is essentially a side effect of being fed. To test the depth of this bond, scientist Gregory Burns trained dogs to remain still inside MRI machines. He wanted to see how their brains reacted in real time when they were offered different rewards. The results were definitive. In the majority of dogs, the reward centers of the brain responded as strongly to their owner's praise as they did to food. For many, the neurological response to their owner's approval was actually higher than the response to a treat. When given a choice between a piece of food and spending time with their owner, many dogs choose the human. They aren't just looking for a meal, they are looking for the person who provides their sense of safety. In the deepest neurological hierarchy of a dog's brain, your connection has outranked their basic biological drive to eat. You have become more important to their brain chemistry than food. This neurological preference for human connection is exactly why your dog reacts with such intensity when you come home. That explosion of energy at the door is a physical manifestation of their brain's reward center firing at full capacity. The quality of that reunion matters. Giving a dog 30 seconds of focused, calm attention, physical touch, and eye contact significantly lowers their stress markers for the rest of the day. A rushed greeting leaves their nervous system in a state of high arousal. They also use more subtle signals to manage these high-energy moments. These are called calming signals. For example, a dog will often let out a long, slow yawn when a situation feels tense or overstimulating. By yawning or looking away, a dog is actively trying to diffuse tension. They are signaling that they are not a threat and that they are trying to bring the energy of the room back down to a safe level. Every greeting and every yawn is a signal in a continuous conversation that has been happening since the day you brought them home. Once you recognize these behaviors as communication, their actions stop looking like chaos.